Magnolia buds walking the air.
Toko bekas bahasa A dan B. Toko bekas bahasa A dan B menyimpan banyak bahasa bekas A dan D. Mimpi bekas, kesedihan bekas, musim panas bekas. Semua agak heran tentang bahasa A dan B. Sedikit heran perlahan-lahan, mulai berjalan agak dan bertambah heran, dan mulai berlari menjadi sangat heran. Bahasa Inggrisku, bahasa yang menyumpal dunia, bertambah fasih mendengar percakapan, terjemahan-terjemahan berlalu, seperti A bertanya kepada B, B, apakah kamu baik? Ketika B mau menjawab A, aku baik. Pertanyaan A telah berlalu. Ketika B mau menjawab, pertanyaan A telah berlalu, bukan A lagi. Menjadi pertanyaan bekas untuk jawaban yang menyempurnakan masa lalu, yang sedang terjadi, dan yang akan datang, yang akan telah berlalu. A melihat B, mereka memakai pribadi bekas A. B membayangkan dirinya sebagai A untuk bisa merasakan seolah-olah dirinya adalah B. Agak perlahan, sangat perlahan lagi, matahari menghapus cahayanya dari bayangan.
First, I would like to invite Gerdur Kristni from Iceland to the next one, please. Hello.
Hello.
I'm going to read a poem called Departure. Departure. At the end of the ramp, I inadvertently glance back that you have vanished from view. Beyond the glass, a new day lifts itself off the pavement. The blue of the mountains spreads across my mind. As I turn to continue on my way, I trip on my hand. My journey is designed for a bigger woman than me. The plane waits on the runway, and I feel as if the propeller's bitter blades have entered my heart.
Sail water with your small girls, barefoot, eyes batting at the traffic. Walk the street. Stand oiled on a billboard, washboard man, the tallest of them all. Climb into the low cloud on the mountain. Bear fruits. Address the gods. Clear your dirty thoughts for girls without scarves. Their skin drinks the sunlight. Change a flat tire for a friend in the dust of the bamboo highway. Flowers out of blanket green want a ride to town. Go to the city and say Malang slowly, with the rib of the word at the tip of your starfruit tongue. Go there in your mind to see her smile again. It was her smile that kept you from the low cloud on the mountain. Malang.
So the poem is called 3 for Publica-FPII, and this is the first part. Startled, bolt upright, for the umpteenth night in a row, I read the clock and think, coincidence. But in the fever of half-sleep, my eyes are reckless, hunters, con men, and through salt-weakened bars, across the open window, a blue robe in the doorway of the neighbor's foyer, dawn with turned back, is neither robe, nor dawn, nor ghost. Her name is Publica-FPII. Let me start over. In the bar, in the port, we can drink without fear of the island gossips, the devout tattletales, brash with scripture, vigilant as emirate oil derricks, but from across the table, Ibrahima whispers because he's accustomed to. Glory has a complex history, as islands do, of slavery, the slate of one galleon's red hand to another's fist, cannon, deed, and there are stories, generations of shipwrecks, their phantom sails, skeletons. She inhabits the street at night, sometimes draped in rags, sometimes in chains, sometimes mercifully in nothing at all. Oh, but when she sings, dare not mistake her solemnity for something dead.
The next poet, Fikar W. Ida from Indonesia.
Inilah sebuah puisi berjudul Seruan kepada Dunia, seruan kepada para pemimpin dunia. Free you heart, free you things, freedom. Peace in the world, peace in the sky. Fully your hearts with flowers, fully your heart with love, dan fully your heart with ganja.
A little weird poem, but I like it. The next poet, Charles Pierre Naude from South Africa. Would you please come forward?
A writer speaks about her unwitting bliss as a child under the yoke of propaganda and the shame of apartheid. A time of bad intentions without any doubt. She says she felt anger the day when she realized she had been lied to all along. But what evil is there that needs bad intentions, if it's sincerity that disposes? Evil intent, that hated creature, was ambushed and shackled and chained by the crusaders, who dragged him through the streets and hit him with sticks until he grew scales. The hairy old circus virus, pulled by its lead and forced to dance. Treblinka, Auschwitz, never must this ever happen again. He mumbles in the corner. The whole world at home, while the pressure cooker whistles faintly in the kitchen, where millions die in stages without leaving in corpses. It seems that all that is needed for whipping up a bloody slave procession and new skeletons in the harnesses, for those small envelopes that seal a dying universe and the pistol that squashes God like a straw, is one, just one single sincere human being. And of that kind today, we have more than enough. Thank you.
Latest book, and it's inspired by mountains in Zimbabwe, which I keep seeing the echoes of as I travel around Indonesia. Thanks for hosting us so well. It's a beautiful experience. And the poem is entitled Stolen Light. Up there, in the land of my mother's ancestors, stand the mighty imposing Chimanimani mountains. Their summit wearing a cap of thick grey mist. On the summit of Chimanimani mountains sit some dull, rugged rocks, year in, day in, just sitting there without any hope of seeing their shadow, for the mist robs the rocks of their light. One feels compassion, feels like making an argument with their creator, for how can such innocent pieces of creation spend a whole lifetime without any chance of seeing their shadow? But how can one argue with their creator when shadows are just but stolen light? How can one argue with their creator when shadows are just but denied light? But Shall one just stand aside and look while the mist robs the rocks of their light? Shall one just stand there and watch while the mist robs the rocks of their light? Thank you.
Gracia Asri from Indonesia. Okay.
The title is Poet's Recruitment. An ark still frozen in the sand cube, spread the nets of promises from the dream that will be hazard in the sea. Morning still subsides, sound of wave has leased, wind from the sea is counted per battle, and the calm of your eyes measured in kilos. 7 prize carrying a doll carriage because poet has run away.
Okay, I just want to say welcome to Petra Christian University. It's our honor to have you here, Petra. Maybe some of you is the first time visit Petra, or maybe the first time also visit Indonesia or Surabaya.
Ya, ini soalnya banyak kurator-kurator tidak bisa datang hari ini. Mereka juga sedih sekali tidak bisa datang. Ada yang sakit, ada yang sibuk sekali. Tapi mereka mau berterima kasih banyak kepada Papa-Papa dan universitas ini karena sudah bisa baca di sini. Sudah, wow, bagus sekali memang di Surabaya. Kita semuanya senang-senang. Dan
Oke, baik, teman-teman jurnalis bisa silakan menempati tempat duduk yang telah disediakan.
Tanahku, negeriku yang ku cinta. Merdeka Indonesia Raya.
In the Indonesia International Poem Reading Forum 2012, we are very happy to welcome you all in this campus.
Saya sekarang ingin menyampaikan tentang rombongan ini. Para penyair ini adalah para penyair yang tergabung dalam sebuah kelompok, sebuah acara yang bernama Forum Penyair Internasional Indonesia. FPII adalah sebuah pertemuan para penyair dari berbagai negara di dunia yang diselenggarakan di Indonesia.
Very nice to be here, and I must say I feel very much at home because my name is Augustin, and this is the Augustino's Hall, so this is my home. I'm going to read a short poem which is about poems. About poems, and of course I wrote it in German originally, but for all the benefit of all of you, I'm going to read the English translation by Sujata Bhatt. About poems. Poems are not written, poems happen. Poems were there before there were poets. Poems are scratched window panes. Poems are decomposable and therefore must not, under any circumstance, be burned. Poems are open around the clock, even the hermetic ones. Poems from foreign countries do not require a visa. A good translator will do. No one should be forced to read a poem or even to write one. Poems cannot be held responsible for their author. Poems don't read poems. Poems can be exchanged for other poems at any time. Thank you. Was our friend Fika V. Ida from Aceh, and he is going to read his great poem now about the earthquake a few years ago. Fika, please.
Tanah Aceh nyeri kami, nyeri daging dan tulang kami, nyeri darah dan tangis kami, nyeri gigil, nyeri perih, nyeri kami, inilah nyeri kami. Nyeri laut menggulung pantai, lumatlah rumah, remuklah pohon, dan tubuh kami bercecer di himpitan pohon itu, hanyut bersama papan berlumut, mengapung di jembatan roboh, nyelinap di selokan, terdampar di trotoar basah, tersangkut pada ranting-ranting beku. Tanah Aceh, tanah Serambi Mekah nyeri kami, nyeri daging dan tulang kami, nyeri darah dan tangis kami, nyeri gigil, nyeri perih, nyeri kami, inilah nyeri kami. Bocah-bocah polos berlari di pasir, menangkapi ikan-ikan terdampar ketika laut surut. Tapi tiba-tiba gemuruh menerbangkan pasir, langit gelap, ombak membentuk lipatan, menerjang dari arah belakang, tubuh rapuh tersentak ke depan, membentur beton-beton, terdorong ribuan meter. Bocah-bocah itu bagai kapas terlilit gulungan laut, terdampar di tanah datar, menghapus jejak-jejak di pasir. Lenyaplah tawa, raiplah canda. Oh, nestapa Aceh dalam nyeri dan perih kami. Jangan kalian cari lagi melabuh, jangan kalian tanya di mana Banda Aceh, di mana Calang, di mana Tenom, Lamno, Lok Semawe, Biren, Sigli, peta-peta telah koyak pertarungan laut. Ya Allah, rebahkanlah mereka, bocah-bocah itu, orang-orang tua itu, laki-laki dan perempuan itu, di atas permadanimu yang harum. Tempatkanlah mereka pada sisimu yang maha mulia. Terima kasih.
Next, I would like to invite someone from a faraway country, from the south of Africa, which is also a country which has many problems to face. And the role of the poet in South Africa is a very special role. And one of the representatives of these people who are working with the community, who are using poetry in getting into the society of helping their people, is Vonani Bila from South Africa.
You dancers with painted faces, bury your heads in shame. Silence those roaring bongo drums around the blazing fires of burning incense. Remove leopard hides, horns, grass and reeds on your backs. Throw away the porcupine thorn hats, masks, cowrie shells, bangles, bells and beads. Cover your plump breasts and loins with a kanga. For all these years you are but a catalogue image of starvation. Your slavers say your naked dance is exotic. You dance because your bellies are empty. That's how you fight boredom and the biting economic meltdown. You may